I'm hungry.
Looking for the right potato chip to capture the savory roasted flavor of chicken? The answer is right here with Pringles rotisserie chicken flavored potato chips. That trademark Pringles crisp is spiced up with the right blend of herbs and roasty taste to all out blow your mind on whether it's a chicken or a chip. And remember, once you pop, the fun don't stop.
Well, do my ears deceive me? What am I looking at here? New Pringles! Our first foray with Pringles on this here show. The flavor, rotisserie chicken! Rotisserie chicken! Is there an echo in here? Or at least a reverb? I don't even think I could pull off anything like that in Audacity. Took almost 300 episodes for us to get into Pringles, so this is kind of a virgin experience for us. But what isn't a virgin experience is talking about the chicken-flavored potato chip. You know, this kind of brings back some warm, fuzzy Limbo Grub memories. Care to follow me? Be serious already and make a chicken-flavored potato chip? They have to start slow. Get rid of all the fancies. Get rid of something, like there's some kind of ingredient within that chicken that's gonna take away the flavor of the chicken. You can't start there. No more barbecue chicken-flavored potato chips because they don't work. Start more simple. Do like a fried chicken-flavored potato chip. That way we get to sense those flavors. Those flavors are just gonna not be nullified by anything. They're gonna be in the forefront. What we need is the chicken flavor to be in the forefront. The powers that be, you know what I'm watching. I demand. Chicken-flavored potato chips on the whole do not work, and the reason is very, very simple. They try to get too fancy with it. Barbecue chicken, jerk chicken. They put all sorts of spices on top of that chicken. Chicken's a very light flavor. That's gonna get hidden within the chip, and basically you're just eating a jerk potato chip, a barbecue potato chip. Those are all over the place, and we're kind of, frankly, sick of that flavor. If you were to go over to your friend's house and you were to catch him eating a bag of barbecue chicken flavored potato chips, I'm sure your first inclination is gonna be, wow, barbecue chicken flavored potato chips? I've never heard of that before. That's really cool. I bet that tastes really unique and great. But in reality, all he's eating are barbecue potato chips in a really fancy bag. There's nothing chicken about them. As a matter of fact, the people who made those chips, I don't even think they added any chicken elements into it. They didn't even try. And I'm sure in a lot of the ingredients for these potato chips that contain chicken, you'll see like maybe it contains some honest to God chicken broth in there. But to be honest, it's like throwing a damn eyedropper into the sun. You're not even gonna notice it. It's just gonna be such a minute taste that it doesn't even register to your tongue. I mean, just think of that pungent potato chip batter. I'm not exactly sure how they make potato chips, but just roll with me here. And they just throw some chicken broth on top of that. That chicken broth is just disappearing in those already strong tastes. It's like, I don't know, when they add vitamin C to Hawaiian Punch or the real fruit in a fruit roll-up. You think you're eating or drinking anything healthy there? It's not happening. That's not to say that they couldn't perfect the taste of barbecue chicken potato chips eventually, but you need to get yourself there first. You need to... What's that? You hear something? Sounds like someone's coming. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, it's common freaking sense, alright? You need to do all of your control tests before you move on to the big paradigm. You need to pass elementary school before you start high school. When you get a new video game, you don't start on the highest difficulty. Hell, you don't even start without reading the instructions. Look, if you're going to do a barbecue chicken flavored potato chip, you need to work your way up to it. You need to start with the base level. You need to make a regular chicken flavored potato chip and make it taste right before you can move on to there. How easy is that? How radical a thought? I've said it till I was purple in the face. You even saw it in that prior episode that I just showed you. Why not make just a regular fried chicken flavored potato chip? The people at Pringles were smart. They made a rotisserie flavored potato chip. That's perfect. You need to do something like that before you move up here, because when you're up here and you didn't toggle away down there, whatever you're doing up here is not going to taste right.
Blah! Surprise, you bitch-ass bitch! DTA, you stupid piece of trash! I'm back to break some skulls and raise some hell!
Stone Cold Steve Astin? Is that you?
Now who in the hell else would it be? Who else do you know with this kind of voice?
Wow. I haven't seen or heard from you in 43 episodes since you laid my sorry ass out that one time. How the hell have you been? What brings you to my humble abode?
You called me, DJ! I was sitting back in my recliner down at the old BSR shooting the breeze when all of a sudden I heard with my ear the echo of my favorite word in the dang English language. Tell you what, you mentioned rotisserie chicken? Hell, son, I follow that shit like Hershey and Moolah hunting rats down at the old deer stand.
You heard me say the words rotisserie chicken and you came running? Since when has that been a thing?
Now what kind of bullshit is that? You mean to tell me that you didn't pay any attention to my old ad reads? Hell, son, you gotta clean the gobbledygook out of your ears. My clock, damn it! My neon Pearl River beer clock hand spin around that son of a bitch like a rotisserie chicken.
That's right, the clock. It's been so long, forgive me. Where the hell did you get that clock? I mean, it's a Pearl River neon beer clock. I imagine, like, I don't know, with some kind of free sample. Like maybe you attended some kind of company event and they were giving them out.
Free sample? I ought to come over there and beat your scrawny, fat, skinny little ass.
Nah, it just reminded me in my early 20s, I used to have this Sears giant tent sale shirt that I would wear every once in a while. I mean, maybe I would wear it to bed.
My Pearl River neon beer clock was not part of some free handout. I paid good money for it, and it's an impressive piece of hardware. The clock is battery operated, but the neon miniature gas discharge lamp plugs into the wall. Lets off a low current glow discharge for the perfect bar ambiance. I damn near can't drink without it.
Why are you so high on this clock? Why do you keep bringing it up?
You talk like that because you just don't know. You haven't lived a long, fulfilling life like I do on the daily. You see, time moves a little bit slower down the old BSR. There are some days where it's just me, the elements, the sounds of the birds and rats, and a nice big piece of property. You need to keep your mind occupied or else you're gonna go all cattywampus. So I like to pass the time by taking that Pearl River neon beer clock hand spin around that son of a bitch like a rotisserie chicken, and, you know, look at it. For hours. Before I know it, the hours have become days. Days become weeks. I once watched that clock for so long I barely noticed the sun had gone down twice and I hadn't even eaten anything. That's some crazy shit, right? There's nothing like the feeling of taking that clock into my wooden outhouse on one of them 100-degree-plus days, no air conditioning, trapped in the stuffy smell of a toilet that don't flush, mixed with the smell of dilapidated wood and asbestos. It's like an extra 100 degrees in there, like a stank-ass sauna. I watch that clock ever so vigilantly, beads of sweat pouring down my head. Son, it's exhilarating. I suggest you try it someday.
Right. I think of all the money that I gave you. You must be stinking rich, right? I imagine you have some kind of big plasma screen TV at home.
You think I ain't got a TV? Hell, son, I got a home theater! And all of the latest movies delivered to me on the regular!
Yeah. Video games, I take it?
I got me all the video game tapes!
And you got a giant property and an all-terrain vehicle? So you can go for a ride?
I got all this shit, son. What are you getting at?
And you prefer to watch a clock?
And what's the matter with that? Are you sassing me, boy? Are you making fun of the way Stone Cold spends his valuable time?
I just find it kind of funny because you've got this giant property, all this stuff to do on it. You've got a Broken Skull Challenge obstacle course. You've got a lake and a damn sailboat.
A sailboat, a jet ski, and a two-person paddle boat. Sometimes me and Ted Fowler go out on it. Sometimes me and my wife.
Oh yeah, that's right. And you have a wife. Doesn't she deserve a little bit of your time too? How the hell has she been these days?
Yeah, she's not doing too good these days. She's madder than a hornet, I'll tell you, and it's funny you brought up the lake. The two of us were walking along the lake across this little log bridge that I built, but the logs must have gotten wet and soft because it damn near cracked under her weight, and she slid off and fell into the water. And it would be one thing if she flew up in the air and got to the deep part, but hell no! She fell right into the bank where all the sludge collects. She was up to her waist in green pond scum with old empty beer cans, deer crap, and used condoms and shit stuck to her.
That's awful.
Well, it's one of those situations you just have to laugh at. And I did, right in her face. But it's all good, DJ, because even though she was completely submerged in swamp shit and poisonous black mold, the way she fell, she did a complete 360, and her flip-flop shot right up in the air. And I caught that shit, right out of the air like a boss, just like a regular Dick Atkins. So I hold that day as a badge of honor. My wife damn near looks like the Swamp Thing, except she had a little more red in there because her head was bleeding some, but that flip-flop was pristine, not a drop of water on it.
You saved her flip-flop.
Well, I tried to put the flip-flop back on her foot, but it wouldn't fit her anymore since her foot was bent back and forth like a lightning bolt. I never forgave her for that. That was very inconsiderate to me, damn it. Hey!
My bad. Go ahead.
So, whatever happened from there, damned if I know. My wife was screaming in pain a lot and was starting to hurt my ears. She asked me to call the ambulance, but I gave the phone to her and let her take care of it. Despite the way she treated me that day, I was willing to be the bigger man and take care of her, but I simply did not have the time. Taking care of that flip-flop was too important. So once I heard the ambulance and the fire department pull in, I got into my Jeep, put the flip-flop in the passenger seat, made sure it was securely fastened in the seatbelt, and drove it back to Chateau d'Aston, where I picked it up, cradled it in my arms, and put it in our king-size pillow-top bed. I even tucked it in, Hottie Scotty. I made a glass of warm milk for it. I read The Giving Tree to it.
Well, I'm kinda sorta in the middle of something, but you wanna just stick around and watch me finish up this review?
Well, now don't I feel all special? I feel like Snow White at the ball. Okay there, DJ. Looks like you got a bionic redneck for a tag team partner. I guess we both know who the Marty Jannetty is on this team. Don't worry if things go south, I got no problem carrying your dead ass.
So anyway, here we're looking at new Pringles rotisserie chicken flavored potato... Rotisserie. You know what? Before I go on with this review, I have a couple more things to say to you, Steen Aston. This has really been bothering me for a long time. I just gotta get it off my chest. A clock, when the hands spin, they go like this, right? A rotisserie spins like this. What the hell kind of clock has hands that spin like this? Do the hands like stick out at you and go that way? Well then how the hell can you tell time with it?
This is not a good way to start our team, son. You shouldn't criticize and stick your nose into shit you don't understand. You don't even have a Pearl River neon beer clock, so you can't judge.
Just admit it, Steen. It's a bad metaphor. It doesn't work.
Yes, it does, you smartass. The hands of the clock extend from a gear much like a spinning rotisserie chicken. The rotisserie part is actually on the inside of the clock, where you can't see it, so keep running your sorry little mouth, I'll knock your lights out.
Clock go like this. Rotisserie go like this.
You aren't asking for it, you piece of trash. Ask any of my former tag team partners, you get out of line, I got no qualms about stunning your ass right here and now. You'll be doing the rest of this episode with a broken neck.
He's all butthurt now. He deserves it after what he put me through that last episode. Alright, I'm gonna take my first whiff, and this is really going to be the definition of a virgin experience. Just smells like balsa wood. Hey, you know, but maybe that's a good thing because, like I said, chicken has a really light taste, and that light taste wouldn't be giving off strong scents. I mean, maybe that taste is so buried deep within the chip, it doesn't give off a scent at all. It makes all the sense in the world. Far be it for me to fantasy book, but I really hope that this chip encapsulates the way that I like my rotisserie chicken. I hope it has that delicious crispy skin taste on there, and I hope it feels like it was left in there a little bit longer than it should, that it was drained of its juices a little bit and it's dried out, and it's a little bit crispy on the ends. One can only hope. Doesn't taste like anything. Maybe the trick is to put a whole bunch of them in my mouth at once? Yeah, that's the way most people eat Pringles, right? Nothing. Steen Aston, you claim to be the master of rotisserie chicken, even though I don't think you know what a rotisserie is.
I do too, you jackass! Better than you do! I bet you've never cooked a rotisserie chicken in your life!
I know you're just a disembodied voice, but you want to give this a shot?
Tag me in, son, I'll show you how this shit's done. Damn, this tastes worse than a Great Khali match. You know what this tastes like? When I was stunning Steen Aston, I wrestled Johnny B. Bad at Bash at the Beach. He speared me off the stage and I fell into this beach gimmick they had set up. Got me a mouthful of this fiberglass sand stuff. To this day, I still catch a stray pebble out from between my chompers. Tastes like that.
Exactly. It has some kind of weird sawdusty quality to it. Doesn't even really taste like potato chips, just tastes like a whole mouthful of sediment. This tastes kind of like a mid-phase. It tastes like they were on their way to a flavor and stopped halfway there. What that flavor is, it could be anything. It could be a barbecue chip, it could be a sour cream and onion chip, it could be an Old Bay crab spice chip. Whatever the hell it was aborted before its time. This doesn't taste like rotisserie chicken. This doesn't taste like chicken. This doesn't taste like potato chips. You know what? I think what they should do with this can, they should keep the new, they should keep the Pringles logo, but get rid of everything else. Make it just a complete brown can, and instead of saying rotisserie chicken here, just have the word unfulfilling. I think at this point it's safe to say that if you want a chicken flavored snacky, the closest thing you're gonna get are those chicken and a biscuit flavored crackers that they make. Now, if you ask me, they don't taste at all like chicken. I'm sure a lot of the people who enjoy them, they'll also tell you that it doesn't taste like chicken. But you know what? There's something unique about them. There's something that sets them apart from every other cracker that's out there. They have this certain sandiness and creaminess about them that makes them a touch above. And you know what? That leads me to say that they were at least trying to do something. That at least they were trying to make an attempt. This tastes like nothing. This tastes like no attempt was made. And you know what? Because they were going for such a low-level, unfancy kind of chicken here, a rotisserie chicken, which is chicken at the most hooked on phonics level, this leads me to believe that it's impossible. There is no way that they're ever going to be able to encapsulate the taste of chicken in a potato chip. They need to stop trying. So if I were to give this a star rating, man, you know, I was looking so forward to this today. It really let me down. But at the same time, it's inoffensive. I could very easily eat this whole can. I mean, it's not going to leave any impression. I'm going to forget that I ever ate it, and I would still be hungry after eating it. But I could still do it. So for that, I'm going to give it 2 stars.
I don't get it, Hotter Scotty. How do you screw up something like a rotisserie chicken? To me, that's a pretty simple thing to get right.
I don't know, Steen Aston. How do you screw up that a clock's hands spin one way and a rotisserie spins another?
You smug son of a bitch. You get your chicken neck over here. I'll use your sorry ass as a goddamn coat hanger. I'll skin your bony little hide like a deer. And that's the bottom line.
So anyway, this was a complete bust. Pringles rotisserie chicken is Pringles rotisserie badness. It fell right off of that rotisserie stick and ended up in the fire. This is as bottom of the basement 2 stars as you're gonna get. It's really scraping that 1.5 star level, but maybe it could have went up a half a star. Maybe it could have reached that prodigious middle of the road level. It could have reached that 2.5 star level if it were a little bit more truthful about what it is. This isn't rotisserie chicken. This is just a big bleh. As a matter of fact, while we're in the topic of wrestling, how about we fantasy book a little bit and come up with our own names for this product to give you people out there an idea of what this actually tastes like. Here comes an impromptu top 10. You ready? Cardboard, earthy roots, bamboo, cork, sticks and twigs, tree bark, pencil sharpener, wood panel. We couldn't decide. And finally, the number 1 name of what this possibly could be: Pringles can flavored Pringles! Well, Steen Aston, you know, I rib you here and there, but it's all in good fun. It really was good to see, or rather hear, your voice again. And I think I, as well as all the other viewers out there, need to know, what have you been doing with your time, and how have you been making a living since I let you go?
Well, DJ, I am pleased to announce that I have been back under the benevolent employ of one Mr. Vinnie Mac. I signed a brand new lucrative 10-year deal, so they got me on lockdown. Sorry to everyone else out there, I am the property of the E for the next decade.
Oh, you signed with that guy? I hear lately that that place isn't the fun place to be.
The decision was pretty easy because it was really the best thing for my family. When it comes down to it, it's always a pretty easy decision. The E has been my home for 7 years, so I have a sense of belonging. Basically, I've spent the majority of my career there. When you look at all the wrestling companies I've wrestled in the E, that's where I've been the longest. That's where I need to be for the next few years. That's how I felt, and that's the decision I made.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I gotcha. You know, in that long diatribe, you didn't mention once that you actually liked working there. I assume that you...
Oh, hell yeah, I do!
Right. So, what have you been doing all this time? Do you have any accomplishments?
Well, my first match back, I lost in epic fashion to this new guy they've been pushing, Samson Sonabe. In fact, he damn near humiliated me. Now, this guy didn't know a wrist lock from a wrist watch, barely knew how to run the ropes, nearly killed me when he slammed me, and a few times he went to the top rope and he fell off. But he's got a real mean headlock. I was able to coach him through that match and we didn't stink up the joint. He's got a bright future, that kid.
Okay.
Then on SmackDown, I was supposed to have a match, but the boss's son instead came out to the ring and he told me that I was worth nothing, that I was less than nothing, and I shouldn't have come back. He shoved a cream pie in my face and he left me in the ring to cry. After waiting in the ring for about 3 commercial breaks, I decided to head back up the ramp to the dressing room, but before I got up there, he came back down and he pulled a rope, and all this tar came down from the ceiling and dumped on top of my head. Yeah, it's a lot of shame. He made sure to call me a wimp on a national platform, and they ruined my gear, so that came out of my own pocket. But I got a lot of TV time, so I was really happy about that.
Yeah, well, that's what the sport of sports entertainment is all about, right? I mean, first and foremost, it's about getting goop dumped on your head. And then after that, it's about talking to the camera, and somewhere in there, it's about wrestling.
It's not wrestling, it's sports entertainment!
Sorry, I said a dirty word, right?
But yeah, that's about it. For the past 5 months, I've traveled all around the world with the company, never missed a show. But they've been pushing this guy Samson Sonabe so much, he gets like 6 or 7 promos every week. So every week they run out of time for old Stone Cold. But it's good to be backstage, you know? They got a good crew of people back there, and some comfortable chase lounges.
I assume they have real good catering?
They sure do. Pizza Hut and B-Dubs. When I wrestled Samson Sonabe, he had eaten so much that he couldn't stop farting in my face. Man, it's good to be back. I'm surprised, DJ Clive, you aren't more plugged into this. You're a fan, right? Aren't you excited to see the upcoming premium live event?
You mean a pay-per-view?
And don't you dare ever use that kind of language with me again, you son of a bitch!
Sorry, I said a dirty word, right?
So, are you gonna watch the next premium live event or what?
Yeah, they're a little bit out of my price range. I can't afford them anymore.
Now come on, DJ Clive, you're poor, but you ain't that poor. Premium events are available on the network, included as part of your $9.99 monthly membership. You do still have the network, right?
I canceled it?
Really? You get over here right now, you rat bastard! You better get on your streaming platforms right now and sign up, otherwise I'm gonna have to come over there and raise some hell on your skinny little self! You're such a piece of trash! You dare call yourself a human being! Why wouldn't you get the network? That money goes right in Vinnie Mac's pocket and makes him smile! Not getting the network means you don't like entertainment! Do you or don't you like
Goodbye,
entertainment?
DJ Clive, saying until next time.
You remind me of a
See you in
champion!
Limbo.
Hey! Where you going? Get back here! Get back here! Ugh! With a physique like that, you should really keep that shirt on! God damn!
Wow.